Hello, everybody. It's good to see you. Although I am not an alcoholic, and that is no boast, I could become one, may have been one. I respect Alcoholics Anonymous as an almost miraculous organization that has saved millions from the nightmare of addiction. One of the many sayings that comes out of AA is, "You're only as sick as your secrets." You all have heard that before. Today I will be talking about two secrets most of us have. One secret we keep from others, and the other secret, the second secret, we keep from ourselves. The first secret is how bad we are. We think we're bad. We're not really bad, but we think we are. The second secret is how good we are. Now, the first secret is we just see that we're bad, we're awful, we're losers, we're failures, we're all of this. And we keep that a secret to other people. We act like we're all right. Have you ever noticed when you come into Unity Church and everybody asks how you are, you always say you're amazing? But there's a little voice inside of you that says, no, I'm really not. I'm not that amazing. I'm really kind of screwed up. Now, the second secret, and that's the secret that we don't admit to ourselves, is that we are magnificent. We're amazing. We're extraordinary. If you really knew me, you would adore me. You would embrace me. You'd tell me how much you loved me and how great it was to be together. Now, that's a secret we keep from ourselves. Now, if we were to tell others and ourselves, tell others that we really thought we were awful, and then tell ourselves that we were really magnificent, we would become humble, confident, honest, and vulnerable. We would have a perfect character. Now, the first secret we have, we almost always keep to ourselves, as I said, and it's the secret that we think we are horrible. I am a worthless person. We hint at our secret when we say that if you only knew me the way I know myself, you would not like me. That I am stupid, dull, dishonest, disreputable, despicable, narrow-minded, phony, and false. Isn't that horrible? Yikes. Exactly. Now, this secret waxes and wanes like the moon, becoming largest when we feel that we have failed or have been rejected. When I went into the priesthood, I was feeling no good. Now, I had grandiose visions of myself that I've told you about before. One of my most grandiose visions was to become the Pope. I would daydream about this all the time. And I'd have my Pope mobile, and people would get out of the way when I came through, and they'd all wave at me and cross themselves, and I would bless them and bless them. Oh, that was wonderful. Yet I would always return to earth, kind of like a peacock rained on, realizing that it was just a little chicken. When I got ordained, I could wear clerics made up of a black suit and a white collar. Standing in line at the grocery store, Catholics would look down, feeling ashamed. And non-Catholics would look up, kind of pretending I wasn't there. It was always, yes, Father, no, Father, whatever you say, Father. And I would wear my clerics on the airplane, and I could see people visibly relax. Father's here. It's safe. I felt like a kind of good luck charm, but a good luck charm. I got used to being obeyed, respected, and appreciated. All because of a costume, just like we're wearing today. Just like the witch and the skeleton in the fifth row over there. When I lost the costume, it all fell apart. My authority evaporated, my importance disappeared, the automatic respect I had received as a priest melted away. I was nobody like everybody else. I was an unemployed man in a tattered undershirt. But my faith soared. It was amazing. Finally, I had to rely on God as the source of my real and true identity. I had what felt like long, rambling conversations with Jesus about my purpose in life and the truth about me. Upon leaving the priesthood, I arrived at the front door of heaven. Richard Rohr has said that we're closest to God either in catastrophe or in great success. Catastrophe brought me peace. I had brought this on myself, so I had no one to blame. I left the priesthood because I could no longer believe that God would ever condemn or abandon his or her children for any reason. Now, this may bother you a little bit, but I no longer believed and still no longer believe that God forgives us. I don't think God ever condemned us. What is there to forgive except our screwball imagination sometimes about who we are and who we're not? God had never been angry or aggravated or disappointed in us. The Old Testament is a primitive form of God. It's a childish form of God. It says that God is a tyrant, an out-of-control alcoholic in the sky who kills people and wipes out people and nations. That is absurd, dispatently absurd. God is love and forgiveness and compassion. That's what I told the Archbishop. You know what the Archbishop told me? He said, "My son, you have lost your faith." And I said, this is my moment. I'm telling you about the moment I finally said what I meant. I said, "No, Archbishop, I've lost your faith, but I've gained my own." You too. You too. You've been there. Maybe not before the Archbishop, but in conversations you've had and in imaginary conversations you've had about how you stood up for what you knew was right. That's the first secret, that we're horrible. The second secret, that's the secret that we keep from ourselves, and that is the magnificence of our true selves. Hamlet said of human beings, "What a piece of work is a man." how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in action how like an angel, in apprehension how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. Isn't that lovely? It soars, doesn't it? Like our spirits. But most of us, or for most of us, our holiness is demonstrated in small gestures and small acts that no one witnesses. A kiss or a hug or a squeeze of the hand, an encouraging word, a smile, a small favor. 1,001 things you do for your children and those you love. When I am impatient with my wife, she reminds me that I have forgotten, if only for a moment, that I love her. That I am ignoring the divine experiment of forgiveness, which we call marriage, that we entered into 32 years ago. That's what marriage is, by the way. It's a divine experiment in forgiveness. Don't forgive, get a divorce. That's how it works. Well, I often think that human beings are very, very bad and very, very good. Bad when they are afraid and angry and cruel, but good when they are loving and forgiving and compassionate. You showed your magnificence when you stood up or spoke for the truth, when you allowed another to shine, and when you were patient with stupidity and ignorance. That's holiness. Let us pause for a moment now to remember that each of us is the light of the world, and that light should not be hidden, but shine for all to see. We are all heroes of compassion as well as idiots of ignorance. I will never forget riding a bus in southern Kentucky when I was a seminarian on assignment in the Bible Belt. I hitched a ride on a school bus full of Down syndrome kids. They were all fascinated with me, my watch, my Bible, and my briefcase. They asked all about me, how they couldn't tell time but wanted a watch like mine, what a nice smile I had, and how they all wanted to be my friend. The ride only took a half hour, but it was 30 minutes of pure heaven. After that bus ride, I asked myself, who are the truly handicapped ones? Those kids or me or us? If we go slow and are open to people and their idiosyncrasies, we will discover magnificent angels all around us. Now, I'll take a page out of Claudia's book and ask you to look around the room. Just look around at the angels that are here. Now, we're all in disguise. Remember that. Some of our disguises are appealing and some are not. I've worked with an uninspiring appearance all my life, so I know what you mean and how you feel. But we're all angels, every one of us. We've taken on this experiment of earth. I would remind you that life here in the earth school is extremely hard. Break your spirit hard. And we often learn about love and fear and shame through ordeals, some of which we don't survive in earthly terms, but we reflect on for eternity. Earth is a severe school, which we often learn what love is not rather than what love is. Much of our learning is from our mistakes, while our achievements are often more about ego than anything else. Happiness is a choice we make. Our nature is divine. And despite what the politicians say, all is well. All is very, very well. Robert Monroe, who was able to leave his body at will and often visited spirit, he's the founder of the Monroe Institute, if you can hear it in Virginia, said that when he asked the wise one how advanced we are on earth spiritually, was told that we are about 15 years old. Spiritual teenagers, like 10th graders waiting to get their driver's licenses. We are on the verge of spiritual independence, in which we drive our lives with choice rather than be driven by circumstance. In other words, we are almost ready to choose our lives, to choose our happiness, and choose our destiny. We are on the edge of freedom. So don't despair. We're almost there. Take a page out of a politician's book. Repeat after me. Don't despair, we're almost there.
Don't despair, we're almost there.
Boy, I heard that. Thank you very much. Okay, well, let's go into meditation now. Everybody get comfortable in your chairs. And settle into the truth. The truth is that you are angelic, that you are still innocent, that you have never been a bad or hopeless person. You are a wonderful work. The pinnacle of God's creation. The wondrous people that God calls friend and son and daughter. You have loved so many times and so deeply. Let yourself be the one you are, not with a disguise or compensation, but really, how you really are. Sometimes feeling bad, but all the time being good, being excellent, being magnificent, being yourself. And now let's wait in the silence for the light of God to touch us, for the voice of God to inspire us, for the presence of God allow us. Home. Help us when we feel lost. Celebrate with us when we feel found. In the name of the Christ we pray. Amen.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I